What's going on YouTube? It's Bart from Black Flag Barbering. Today we're going to have a look at the Gamma Professional IQ. I just picked this up. I was in the market for a new hairdryer and I wanted to get a Dyson, but man, I can't afford that. Those things are expensive and this thing was expensive, so damn. Cool thing to note, it comes with a diffuser, 2 nozzles, pretty standard for most hairdryers these days. You got your precision nozzle, and you got one, I guess. I always use these just to dry the hair off nice and quick. This is wicked. Every hair dryer should come with a diffuser. I don't know, I think this is like ceramic plus plastic. All this through here is like plastic, and in here is like ceramic. So that's pretty cool. It feels like if you drop that, it's just gonna shatter. So probably best if you don't do that. This is it here. So first off, this thing is nice and slick and it's tiny. Like, this thing is so small. Here's my phone and this is the size of this thing. Damn. So first thing I noticed is when I have a hairdryer with all the buttons on the side, you know how you're just going along doing your thing, you knock them and it's annoying as shit. Like, you'll be on the setting you want and you'll accidentally turn it off or switch to another setting. This has a lock function. I'm pretty excited about that. You just lock in what you're doing, you can press all the buttons and it is not going to change. So once you locked it in, that's not changing, so that's good. What else we got here? I'm liking the front nozzle. I mean, it's kind of cool that it's just not like a round hole that all the air is getting thrown into. It's got like a bunch of little ones and they all come together, so that's pretty sweet. First thing I noticed when I turn this thing on, it is loud. It's got a high-pitched whistling noise, but I feel like that's something you get used to. See, there's a little tiny gap there. It feels really tight and I'm too scared to shove it in, so yeah, I reckon that should be fine. That's not coming off as well, so let's test it with the nozzles on. I mean, it's pretty loud with the nozzle on, but I mean, with these small compact hair dryers with a lot of power, I mean, they're gonna be loud. So, to clean this bad boy, you just screw off the end like this. You get like 2 little bits, put them aside, don't lose them. And now you got the filter there. So all you gotta do is turn it on, turn it off, hold down the fan button for about 8 seconds, I think it is. And that blows all the hair out of the filter, blows it the other way. And when it's doing that, you can't turn it on, you can't turn it off. Yeah, so I reckon that's a sweet function, because trying to clean the filter all the time gets really annoying, and just having something where it blows all the hair out and you can just get a damn cloth and clean it up, that's pretty wicked. So now all I gotta do is test it out. It's got a cold shot button too. Try and test that out. I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. Like most of these new hair dryers, this cold shot comes on pretty quick. Well, I'm going to use it for barbering most of the time, so I'm probably not going to get the full use out of it as if you were a hairstylist or something, doing all the blow waves and all that jazz. So this is probably overkill for the barbershop, but you know, I like it. It looks cool. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to give it a little shot and see how it goes. Alright, let's wet down this section. It's fairly wet. And I am going to use the nice and thin nozzle. This is the bigger one. I'm going to turn this on. And put it right up to its highest setting.
Alright, now that it's dry, I'm not sure if you guys can see that, how smooth that is. And I only did that with a shitty vent brush as well. So you could imagine if you had a round brush, something would get a bit more tension than this little thing.
I think this is a pretty good hairdryer. It's got a big price tag to it. It's $360 in Australia. That's massive for a hairdryer. That's a lot of money, especially, you know, you could get a GHD, which I feel will probably do the same thing for a lot cheaper. There's some other hairdryers out there you can get for $120, $150 that are gonna do pretty much the same, but it is very light. That's one thing I find in a hairdryer is I don't like bulky, I don't like heavy. Like if you're dealing with 10 plus people a day and you're going like this all day, your shoulder gets sore, everything gets sore, and yeah, it's a pain in the ass. So this thing is probably about the weight of 2 iPhones. I think it's about 294 grams. This thing is super ergonomic, super light. So I reckon I'm gonna come back in about maybe 2-3 months of using it and do a follow-up review on this and see how it goes, especially using it in the shop. I like to test the endurance of things. You know, you get them new out of the packet, it's sweet, it's cool, fantastic, they work good. I want to know how they function after 6 months. I want to know how they function after 2 years of using this bad boy and putting it through the ringer. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna, yeah, test it out and see how it really goes, because I've had my previous hair dryers for about 2-3 years, and these are like lower market ones, probably about $120 to $200, and they've lasted. So we'll see how this thing goes in a couple of months. We'll come back to it, but so far it's a yes from me. This thing has a lot of power, super light, super ergonomic. I like the self-cleaning. If you have the money to drop at the moment and you're in the market for a new hairdryer and don't want to pay what a Dyson costs or one of those higher up brands, this is probably a good middle of the road. Anyway, that's it from me, guys. Stay tuned for the follow-up one in a couple of months. I'm going to do a few other videos just on like my clippers and stuff I use, maybe what I use in here to do some videos and stuff like that. And yeah, thanks guys, peace out.